I decided to make a video to document kind of some modifications that I'm doing to a Game Boy Advance. I really like the Game Boy Advance. I love the form factor and everything else about it. I've already modified this one. I'll show you some videos here of what it looked like before. And I didn't really like the Super Nintendo buttons on this one, so I decided to get some red buttons because my favorite color is red, and red and black just look really nice. What I'm going to do is take off those Super Nintendo buttons off of that Game Boy Advance and put it onto a Game Boy Advance that is specifically going to be a Super Nintendo mod. So I've got this gray shell that I'm going to be using for the Super Nintendo mod, and I've got this neat little Super Famicom glass lens that I'm going to be putting for the Super Nintendo Game Boy Advance mod. But in this video, I'm just going to be doing the transparent black and red. So yeah, let's get to it. So I do have a Game Boy Advance SP AGS 101, which is the Game Boy Advance SP that had the backlight. I think it has a couple levels of brightness, and I love that thing. So you may be wondering, and I am wondering also, why I'm spending money on modifying a Game Boy Advance, or now I've got 3 Game Boy Advances that I'm modifying. So I guess the main reasons, I'm trying to come up with them. Well, batteries. I like batteries. There's an advantage to being able to stick batteries into something and have it go. One of the things I don't like so much about rechargeable batteries, like in the Game Boy Advance SP, is you have to plug it into the wall or plug it into a battery bank or something. You gotta plug it in somewhere. Wires coming off of you into something else. And if you want to continue playing, you have to plug in the device and be tethered to whatever the wire is hooked into on the other side. And that's really kind of annoying for me. I don't like wires, and I don't like having to sit in one place in order to play the game, because I like to move around. I go from place to place, even within the same room or the same house, or I like to go outside, or I like to walk, and just being able to know that I can just put in an instant full charge into it and play it. That's pretty awesome, right? I mean, back when I was a kid, I had backup batteries for my Game Boy Advance SP where I'd unscrew it and put in a battery and screw it back on, but then I'd have to keep the screwdriver with me and then make sure not to lose the screw and then keep the extra battery. And it was kind of exposed, and it was a weird situation now that I think about it. But yeah, I think that's a benefit to batteries. Of course, the downside to that is you have to take the batteries out in order to put new batteries in. And if you're in the middle of a boss fight, or you're doing something that you just can't stop at the moment, you've got to find a place to stop and a place to save to be able to swap the batteries out. Whereas with rechargeable batteries, you can just plug in the device and continue whatever you're doing. But for the most part, the Game Boy gives you a pretty good amount of time. When that light turns red, you've got quite a bit of time to finish whatever you're doing. So for the most part, I don't think that's such a bad problem. Now the other thing is that you may have noticed from the intro video, I am an adult. At least I hope I am. I'm married, so that'd be weird if I wasn't. But being an adult, I have adult hands, and the Game Boy SP is very cramped. You kind of squish your hands together to play it. And that's not to say the Game Boy Advance is better in that respect, but it does separate your hands a bit, and that's nice. The A and B buttons, I find myself still squishing the console in order to smash them, but I found a nice comfortable, if I rest the bottom of the Game Boy against my belly or something like that, it gives me space, and it's real nice to play. And it's kind of the same form factor as the Switch, which is, it's nice. I've been playing that for a while, so I'm used to that size and the screen in the middle. It's just nice. I'm rambling at this point. So that's just, I guess, what I'll tell myself to make excuses for why I'm spending so much money modifying Game Boys. Do you like modifying Game Boys? I mean, a lot of people have to, because there's multiple websites dedicated to selling you things to modify your Game Boy. So I imagine that it's kind of it's got to be at least a fairly or somewhat common thing. Yes? I don't know. I'm not an economics master. For those of you who have been subscribed to the channel, I mean, it's been a while since I uploaded anything, and you're used to me doing a lot of programming videos, so it's kind of odd to jump into a Game Boy modding video, or multiple, because I still have the Super Nintendo one that I want to do, and I've got another black and red one with a matte black. Oh, I can't wait to do there too, and so I'll probably make some videos on that, just documenting the process. And that brings us to documenting. Something that I just enjoy doing for some weird reason is documenting things, and that's really what I've done on this channel basically since the beginning. It just so happens to be that I had a really long stint of programming, and so I documented a lot of programming and things I learned as I learned them. And so now I've been doing some Game Boy stuff, and I want to put the Game Boy stuff on there. You know, I'm still going to do some programming videos to show things like how to get a bootstrap up an operating system using BIOS, which is kind of getting dead from UEFI. But anyways, and maybe some programming, assembly programming, how to start making a Game Boy game, original Game Boy game, using assembly, because that's also another hobby that I've had recently. So there'll still be programming, but I think moving forward, kind of expect me to just document things, random things. I guess they're all related in some way, but yeah, I think that's kind of why I'm doing this, is just I like documenting things. If you want to see me document some more stuff, let me know, because I am totally willing to do it. It's actually a lot of fun. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed kind of watching me take apart this Game Boy. And if you haven't muted me by now for all my rambling, thank you. It's nice to meet you. Or it's nice to talk at you. Yeah, I had fun. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the future.